President. Division 7, Gary Van Dam.
Here.
Division 6, Audrey Miller. Here. Division 5, Robert Harris.
Here.
Division 4, George Lane. Division 1, Shelley Sourceable. Division 3, Frank Donato.
Here.
Division 2, Keith Dice.
Here. Thank you.
Dwayne Chisholm.
Here.
Tilden Kim.
Here.
And Holly Hughes present.
Thank you very much. Item 3, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
This is Rob. I move we adopt the agenda.
Thank you.
This is Director Miller. I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Gary Van Dam.
Yes.
Audrey Miller.
Yes.
Robert Harris.
Yes.
George Lane. Shelley Sourceable. Frank Donato.
Yes.
Keith Dice.
Yes, that passes. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, Shelley.
Hi, Shelley. Item 4, period open to the public. If any member of the public wishes to address the board on any item not on the agenda, please feel free to do so now. Hearing none, item 4A.
I cannot get this to work. No. Hello?
Hi, Shelley. Your mic works.
Item 4A, voluntary public roll call. If any member of the public wishes to introduce themselves, please feel
Hello?
free to do. We hear you, Shelley.
Hi. I can't hear you.
We're going to give her a call.
Hi, Keith. This is John Joyce reporting for Lake Los Angeles, Rosamond, and Acton, Awadulce.
Thank you, John.
I couldn't hear anything he said.
It was John Joyce.
Okay.
John Eucas, Whitefish Farms.
Thank you, John.
Vincent Dino, Palmdale Water District.
Hi, Vince. Okay, Holly, are we ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay. Item 5A1, consideration and possible action on letter of support for Palmdale Water District's Bureau of Reclamation Water Smart Grant application. Dwayne, do you have a report?
Yes, I do. Board President Dias and members of the board. Avek received a request from Palmdale Water District for a letter of support for a project that they're trying to get grant funding for it under the Water Smart program. It's a automatic metering type project. We received this request on Friday, and in order to be able to get support from the agency, we would have to have it on this board meeting agenda. So we've asked Palmdale Water District to come to the meeting, describe what the project's all about. We have included a copy of the letter of support for this particular grant application. I would note that Palmdale Water District has provided grant applications letters of support to Avek, and we've provided letters of support to Palmdale Water District in the past. So with that, I'll turn it over to Dennis Lambro or the representative from Palmdale Water District that will describe the project.
Thank you, Dwayne. This is Dennis Lamro with Palmdale Water District. Appreciate the effort to get this on the agenda at the last minute. As Dwayne says, we're working on a project to implement an automated meter instrumentation project, which would allow us to not only read the meters more efficiently, but have better information available for our customers. To do this, we made a switch in the type of meters, electronics, and software that we're going to be using moving forward last year. And we're just starting to roll that out. But the first phase, we will need to put in some towers to collect the data and transmit it. And that's what this grant application is for. As Dwayne says, we've cooperatively worked together in the past on different applications, and Palmdale Water District would appreciate your support tonight with this letter. Any questions?
Thank you, Dennis. Do we have a motion to approve the letter of support for Palmdale Water District?
This is Rob. I move approval of order number 5A1.
This is Shelley. I'll second.
Shelley seconded that motion.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Gary Van Dam,
Yes.
Audrey Miller,
Yes.
Robert Paris,
Yes.
George Lane, Shelley Sourceable,
Yes.
Frank Donato,
Yes.
Keith Dias.
Yes, the measure passes. Thank you for being with us tonight, Kenneth.
My pleasure.
Good luck to
Thank
you.
you.
Item 6, consent calendar. Do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
It's not on the screen. Does anybody have it? Where's the agenda? And somebody's got a dog in the background. It's really
This is Director Miller. I'll move to approve the consent calendar.
Do we have a second?
This is Shelley. I'll second.
Thank you, Shelley. Could we have a roll call vote, please?
Gary Van Dam,
Yes.
Audrey Miller,
Yes.
Robert Paris,
Yes.
George Lane, Shelley Sourceable,
Yes.
Frank Donato,
yes.
Keith Dias.
Yes, the measure carried. Thank you. Item 7A, Finance Committee. Director Donato, do you have a report?
Yeah, we met yesterday. I went over all the items, and one of the things that we discussed was regarding the removal of I call it the sludge, but colligent. And is John going to give us a report on that?
Yes, John Bozigan, the operations manager, will provide a short staff report with regards to this item.
Good evening, everyone. So this is what we do every year. Spent coagulant, just to refresh your memories, is a byproduct of the water treatment process. It's the removal, the things that we remove from the raw water, along with a little aluminum sulfate residual. That's what we use for coagulation. And we remove this, and Frank's right, we used to call it sludge, but that's a wastewater term, so we stopped using that. Now it's spent coagulant. We send this material down to our drying beds, we dry it out, and once it's dry, it has kind of a clay-like powdery substance, constituency, and then we have to have it removed and hauled off to a landfill, or in this case, empty rock quarry in Little Rock. So very difficult to get proposals on this. We've used the same company for the last 11 years. They've done a very good job for us. That's Miracle Machinery. They've worked out a deal with PC Warnock Trust, who owns a quarry in Little Rock, and that's where they haul it to. But we did get a proposal from Waste Management. It's always nice to get competitive proposals. Waste Management came in very high, $232,000. They can get it done in a week. They were going to put a lot of trucks and a lot of tractors on the job.
Hey, John, can you hang on one second? This Director Nato. Why isn't what he's talking about, it's not on the screen? Oh, the bids, the cost and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's all it says is an item on here, and it should be for public.
Yeah, I think we have a staff report we'll pull up for you. Close.
Could somebody please have Mr. Jim Gardner mute the phone? That appears to be where the noise is coming from.
Okay, so we have the staff report should be on your screen. And like I said, this is something we do every year. Waste Management did come in with a proposal, pretty high, $232,000, but they were going to get the job done in a week, as I said.
Yeah, but wait, John, it's still not on here. Who's running the thing? There's prices, so the public can, we can see it.
Okay, let's go back. If you go to back to the staff report at the very bottom. Okay, in the very bottom.
Okay.
There we go.
There you go. Okay. So, let's see. I lost my train of thought.
Sorry about that.
No, it's not your fault. I'm 61. That happens. Okay, so Waste Management was going to do the job in a week. They were going to put a lot of equipment and personnel on the job. They came in at $232,000, much higher than we anticipated. Miracle Machinery has held their price for the last several years. They came in at $74,000, almost $75,000 to do the job. They're going to take about probably 5 to 6 weeks to remove it, but we have that kind of time. It would be hard to justify the $160,000 difference. Although Waste Management, I think, would do a great job. So a little background too is that we insisted that Miracle Machinery, when they remove this material, that once it leaves Avek property, they own it. And we have a letter stating that that is the case. They will own it until it gets to the quarry, and then once it gets to the quarry owns it for forever. It is a prevailing wage job, and Miracle Machinery has assured us that they do pay prevailing wage, but it's a very small operation, so their overhead's not too big. We budgeted $80,000 for this annual service, and as I said, Miracle Machinery came in at $74,825. So with that, staff would recommend board approval of Miracle Machinery to remove this spent coagulant, the amount of $74,825, and authorize Dwayne to sign a contract with Miracle Machinery. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for John?
This is Director Miller. John, what is the importance of them taking ownership of the material?
Well, really, it comes down to, it is not a hazardous material. We've had it analyzed, and it's definitely doesn't fall into the hazardous material criteria. But say, for instance, a truck was leaving Avek property, and it got in an accident, and it overturned and caused a mess on the road on the way to the quarry in Little Rock. You know, we would not want to be responsible for that because it's completely out of our control how the truck driver moves this stuff. So it's one of our demands, if you want to call it that, is that once it leaves our gate, we do not have ownership of the material anymore, and they have agreed to that as they have for the last several years. It just protects the agency from an accident.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Do I have a motion to approve this purchase order?
Hi, Keith. This is Rob. I will move to approve the purchase order.
Thank you, Rob.
This is Shelley. I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Gary Van Dam,
Yes.
Audrey Miller,
Yes.
Robert Paris,
Yes.
George Lane, Shelley Sourceable,
Yes.
Frank Donato,
Yes.
Keith Dice.
Yes, the motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Item 7B, Public Information Committee. Dwayne, can you give us a report?
Yes, be happy to, Board President Dias, members of the board. This item is consideration and possible action for the renewal of a professional services agreement with our technical writer. Her name is Alicia Semchek. The staff report, did you put that up there, Holly? The staff report is on page 56 of your packet. This is amendment number 1 to the professional service agreement. Alicia has extensive experience as a journalist in writing articles for the public and covering local and water-related issues. She's worked for us for the past year, and she's really aided the agency in providing information that's used on our website, our items associated with our press releases and others. The term of the agreement is for 1 year. The amount is $1,500 per month for not less than 30 hours of services at $50 an hour. This is the same rate as it was last year. The Public Information Committee reviewed this item and is recommending approval along with staff for a 1-year extension of this contract with Alicia Semchek for technical writing. That concludes my staff report. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for Dwayne? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the professional services agreement?
This is Director Miller. I'll move to approve the professional services agreement.
Thank you.
This is Director Donato. I'll second that.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Gary Van Dam,
Yes.
Audrey Miller,
Yes.
Robert Paris,
Yes.
George Lane, Shelley Sourceable,
Yes.
Frank Donato,
Yes.
Keith Dice.
Yes, the measure carries. Thank you. Item 8, General Manager's Report. Dwayne?
Yes, Board President Dias, members of the board. This is the General Manager's Report for March 9th, 2022. The northern forecast looks like we're going to get some weather. As you know, we're getting some here locally in the next day or two. They're looking to have snow levels drop down to 2,500 to 1,500 feet. So that's a good snowmaker. They're looking to 15%. 20% is possibilities. We just have to see how the balance of the water year develops. Here's our state water supply. You can see we're right down in here, very low as far as total water in the system. Reservoir capacities, you can see that we're 39% of total capacity, about half of what we normally would be at this point of the year. And so that's part of the reason for the very pessimistic view of the water supply allocation for this year. On the San Luis conditions, you can see here we're about 57% of our total capacity, about 66% of average. So San Luis is doing a little bit better, but you can see where we're at, and these are the rest of the reservoirs throughout the state system. As we mentioned, we've got about 1.4 million acre feet in storage somewhere in here, and you can see we're considerably lower than some of the other years in which we've had storage in Orville. Once again, we're kind of on that low end of where we normally would be in this time of year for San Luis Reservoir. Closer to home, we're running about anywhere from 13 to 15 million gallons a day in total production, most of which is occurring here in Quartz Hill. We have a small amount coming from the East Side Water Treatment Plant, and then our Acton through exchange with Palmdale Water District at 0.3 and 0.4 million gallons a day. You can look at our geopurification process. It's 10 million gallons a day, which is our minimum for the West Side Water Bank. And then the amount that we have for water quality purposes on the East Side Water Bank there. And we're continuing to operate the bench ranch wells. As far as water banking goes, everything's off. And you can see we don't have anything going at the present time. This is a new chart that we prepared and wanted to provide the board to review. What this chart shows is all of the various sources of groundwater supplies that the agency has, whether they're return flows, groundwater production rights, high desert water bank, recoverable water, West Side Water Bank, East Side Water Bank. So you can see the most of it is this blue area, which is the West Side Water Bank. But we have a total, as of January 1st, we had a total of a little over 95,000 acre feet in storage. We've also developed this particular graph here, which is our 2021 estimated total. So you can see here that what we have is the light greenish color is kind of our imported water supply. So you can see how those are developed over the course of the year, where we need more in the summertime and to meet demand. And then the blue, as you can see, this is coming from our groundwater supplies and the various supplies that we have in the graph that we've outlined before. And then we have a little bit of banking and recharge that we're doing just to keep the east side in balance. So you can see that's where we are, and that's what our proposal is. And then you can see these numbers here are actuals, and we can see how we're going versus what we're projecting. And the total amount that we've planned for is 42,935 acre feet. This chart here shows, we use this for staff evaluation, and this chart shows the various types of water that's available to the agency based on a 10%, 20%, and 30% allocation. And you can see here's some groundwater supplies. This is water that is held over San Luis Reservoir, what we call carryover water. And then this would be our new imported water supplies. And then here's some transfer return that we have. And then this area in here is what we like to maintain for carryover for the following year. And you can see at a 10% allocation, won't have much to carry over for the next year. And then in a 20% allocation, you can see that we have some to carry over. And at a 30% allocation, we got all of our carryover water, and we have some surplus water that we could make available should that occur. So this is wanted to provide the board with this kind of a snapshot in time, and this is what the staff uses in order to try and make our decisions with regards to what's available for marketing and where we're going to be in the following year. So we're looking at these and adjusting these numbers on a regular basis. As far as water quality goes, you can see here's our...
Wayne?
Yes?
Yeah, Shelley has a question.
I have a question, Dwayne. What if our allocation is reduced to 5%? Are you looking at that?
Yes, we'll be looking at that. And what would happen is if we're reduced to, we would have to increase the amount of groundwater pumping that we would do. That's the essence that's the short answer to what we're talking about. And,
okay, I just wanted to make sure that we're considering that, because that I would imagine could be a possibility with the lack of rain.
Yeah, all of the predictive models, and we made with DWR on a monthly basis, and we go through a model type of allocation run that they work through, and everything is above 10% or just slightly above 10%. So we think this is a pretty good number. I would say, geez, 10%, it's amazing where it's been over the years. But 10% I think is a pretty good number. But to answer your question directly, we would have to increase the pumping that would occur here. So.
Okay, thank you.
And as we mentioned here, here's our history of THM samples. This is 2014 all the way up to 2021, and you can see we're in this particular area. We're looking pretty good the last few years with the latest results included in this chart. As far as operation and maintenance updates, we're continuing with our winter plant maintenance projects, almost complete with those. And our Phillips Lab pump station is getting very close for completion. And then the operation maintenance staff is working on identifying projects for the 21-22 fiscal year budget. I'm happy to note that we had no confirmed COVID cases since the last board meeting. And as far as events and schedules, we got a water master meeting at the end of the month. I will be out of the office tomorrow having a dental procedure done. But other than that, I'll be in the office the rest of the period, and happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for Dwayne? Thank you very much, Dwayne. Item 9, directors' reports. Do we have any reports from our directors? Hearing none, we'll go to item 10, attorney's report.
Nothing to report, President Dias.
Thank you. Item 11, request for future agenda items. Any requests? Okay. Item 12, is there a reason to go into closed session tonight?
There is no reason to go into closed session.
Okay, thank you. Item 14, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn. This is Shelley.
This is Rob. I'll second that motion.
Thank you. Could we have a roll call vote, please?
Gary Van Dam,
Yes.
Audrey Miller,
Yes.
Robert Paris,
Yes.
George Lane, Shelley Sourceable,
Yes.
Frank Donato,
Yes.
Keith Dias.
Yes, thank you. The measure carries. We are now adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for attending tonight.
Thank you.